my Rags and Fitness people, my Rags and Fitness folks, my Rags and Fitness fam. It is your man Rags, back off up in this thing. When I tell him up in it, I'm talking about him knee deep, all the way off up in it. For my weight loss journey people, keep God first. Keep your head to the sky. Shake all of the haters off. And for all of my Crimson Tide football fans, can I please get a Roll Tide roll, baby? Hey guys. Hey man, they're actually sweating a little bit. For all of my guys that's been subscribing, commenting on Rags videos, liking, sharing, doing all that, you guys have a special place in the house of love, right here in Rags' heart. Hey man, for the people that's just been skipping by, for the people that's been clicking on that, didn't think to subscribe, what are you doing, guys? What are you doing? Hit the button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell so you can get notified when old Rags drop all kinds of videos. I'm talking about all kinds of them. Do it now. Hey guys, today we're going to be here talking about the scrimmage, right? Today is August the 12th, I think, right? And we're going to have a scrimmage taking place today, Saturday. I think it took place, I can't tell you the exact time it took place, but we had a scrimmage today, right? Alabama Crimson Tide football team had a scrimmage today, right? And Mr. Nick Saban, as you can see right there in the studio, on the studio screen, right, as you can see, Mr. Nick Saban had a presser today after the scrimmage, right? So old Rags and Fitness YouTube channel, where you can find the latest football news, the latest NCAA recruiting news. Anything you want, you can find it right here on Rags YouTube channel. So tune in here. You don't need another. But hey, in all actuality, support all YouTubers because there's enough room for everybody. That's just something I say, just to say it for you guys, right? But, guys, we are here to dissect what Mr. Nick Saban said today about the practice, right? So, with no further ado, you hear what Rags said? Sound good. It just rolls off the tongue. With no further ado, let's listen to what Mr. Nick Saban had to say. Here we go.
This is a great opportunity in these circumstances for us to be able to persevere through some difficult things, to overcome adversity. I don't think you'd be a great competitor if you can't overcome adversity.
Mr. Nicholas said something very special. Old Rags is already going in. You can't be a competitor if you can't overcome adversity. Because guess what, guys? That is a rule. That is a law of life. You must go through something. You're going to have some adversity. Some people know how to deal with it. Some people don't. Sometimes adversity can come and smash you all the way down, but you have to be resilient. Bounce back. That's what Mr. Nick Saban is talking about. Let's get into it some more.
Because adversity's coming some kind of way, and you should enhance the challenge of
embrace
what's coming.
Embrace
and this is another challenge, working every day. One of the things that I think makes it a little difficult for the players is this is only our third day in pads, and we've been in shells a couple times with the shoulder pads
on the third day
3 times, but now to scrimmage and try to get the execution when you're going fast, it's the first time you get tackled, first time you're hitting, is not something that we're disappointed in, but certainly areas that we can do a whole lot of improving, which
Nicholas Saban said this is their, one of few times putting on the pads and going out and practicing. He's not disappointed in it, but there's more things that we can do. See, this is a Nicholas Saban right here that he's not going to give you a whole bunch of praise, but if when you hear little things like that, that lets you know he's proud of you. Guess what? We're not trash. We have some things we could improve on, but we're doing okay at this point.
Definitely we want to focus on, and I think it's always important for players to self-assess and say, okay, I played this many plays today. I would play this many plays if we had a game. I'm not in good enough condition to be able to sustain the level of effort, toughness, ability to stay focused and do my job for this many plays. and yet I know I want to play more later on. So every practice, every opportunity you get is not something that you want to endure the practice, but you want to push yourself so that you can get to the next level of where you need to be to stay focused for longer and play with more consistency. See?
Guys, what he's saying right there is, and I know you guys can understand, but I'm just putting it in rags terms, right? What this guy is saying right here, right, is you need to take some accountability, guys. You need to practice to the best of your ability, okay? Don't just go through the motions of practice, right? Let's take this practice and everything that you know that you're lack, right? That's when you take self-accountability. You look in the mirror at yourself and you say, hey, I have to admit some things to myself. This is what I'm good at, but this is what I'm not good at. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this practice, the next practice that I have, I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it to better myself in the areas that I need some improvement in. That's what I took away from what Mr. Saban said here, guys.
For longer, in every game that you play. So, look, everybody got reps today at quarterback. I'm not a stats guy, so we're not interested in what their statistics were. We are going to be interested when we watch the film and, how did they execute? Did they throw the ball the right place at the right time? Were they accurate in what they did? Did they take care of the ball? So that we have a chance to, play winning football at that position. And that's what we'll be evaluating. So if you ask me a question about it, that's the answer I'm going to give you.
So basically on the quarterback situation, guys, this is what I'm interpreting him saying. Stop asking me about it. Guess what? I'm going to name a quarterback when I name him, but you won't hear me name a quarterback anytime soon. I won't name a starting quarterback until maybe the Texas game or after. Stop asking me, guys. You will, if you just stay tuned, you will see the guys get reps and all of this stuff, guys. I'm going to go and evaluate, and I'm going to see who I want to actually be the quarterback, right? Don't worry about the quarterback situation. Guys, we're going to take care of that. That's what I'm reading from Mr. Saban. We're going to evaluate, we're going to look at the film, and we're going to decide. But as of right now, you won't get a name, not from me.
We still had drops at receiver. We still had mental errors on defense. We still jumped off sides too many times when it was a hard count. So we have a ton of things to work on. But in all honesty, if we didn't have a ton of things to work on, why would we have 20 more practices or whatever it is for the first game?
And basically what he's saying there, guys, it is okay. We're making mistakes, but it's okay. I know it may be some of the mistakes that we made during the season, but it's okay at this point in time. If you're going to make a mistake, make it now so we can fix it. That's the whole point of us having fall practice, fall camp, is to fix the mistakes that we've been making, guys. Receivers, we got to catch balls. Defense, we got to be more consistent. Defensive line, we got to get nasty, be more consistent, have more consistency getting to this quarterback, right? That is what he's saying right now, guys.
I think it's the attitude that you approach, each
but it's how you approach it.
One of those practices. Doc Rivers made an interesting statement last night. He said, do you want to win? Everybody knows. Said, yeah, I want to win. But do you really want to win? Because you want to win if you can keep doing all the stuff that you've been doing that puts you in your comfort zone and maybe isn't the stuff you need to be doing to win, but that's what so you want to win, but you're not really committed to winning. You're just committed to staying comfortable and doing what you want to do. So then, some of those things bite you in the butt when the time comes. And I think that's something that players really need to think about. Because you do have to make sacrifices to be able to do the things that we want to try to do, that these guys have goals and aspirations to do. You have to make some sacrifices. You have to invest in yourself in terms of how you sleep, how you rest, how you recover, the habits that you have, how you eat, how you hydrate. There's all kinds of things that go into what is my level of performance going to be. If you dissipate, whether it's drinking, smoking, whatever it is, all those things are going to affect your performance. So you're only committed to winning if you can do the things you want to do, not all the things you need to do to be able to win.
What does he bring this?
Basically what he's saying there, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I know you heard it, I know you probably interpreted it, but I just like to put it in my terms, right? What he's saying is, guys, Doc Rivers came in, right? He gave him a speech. He said, "Do you guys want to win?" Everybody said, "Yeah." But what Doc Rivers is saying is, if you want to win, what did you do last year to lose? What did you do last year to lose so many games? Was it penalties? Was it complacency? Was it just thinking that you was better than everybody when you stepped on the field? And what Mr. Doc Rivers was saying is, listen, guys, whatever you did, you take that and you figure it out on your own. Right? You go back and you fix those issues, right? What you need to do, if you figure you didn't practice enough, you figure you didn't do good at practice, this time you use every rep at practice to better yourself. You use every opportunity outside. All the smoking and gambling and the drinking and all of that stuff that you're doing, right? That you may be partaking in. Not saying that you are, but if you are partaking in it, guys, that's got to be cut. Because if that's hindering your performance on the field, guess what? Now you're hindering the whole team's performance, right? Guys, if you want to be at the optimum peak, right, of this college football game, you have to do the optimum things with your body, your mind, your soul, and whatever else you got going on, right? That's what he was saying there.
The offensive line
Inconsistent, not enough depth. We had a couple explosive runs, but, when you're playing against each other, was the explosive run because of great execution, or was it because of terrible execution on the other side? So until you watch the film, it's kind of hard to evaluate. I just think we need to get more guys in the offensive line to be able to play winning football, and we need to add depth to the group. We got maybe 6-7 guys that I think can play. But we need a lot more than that to get through the season.
Basically, what I think he's saying is, guys, I like my starting lineup that I have. We need more depth, guys. Yeah, we have 5 or 6 different guys, but we don't want that. We want 10, 11 guys. We want a whole new lineup, if need be, to put in to this whole thing, right?
You mentioned the drops at receiver, but what did you see Leonard thing wrong? How did he progress?
Yeah, well, we made some good plays today too. So, I think that we had some guys make some really good catches. I think the quarterbacks made some really good throws at times. But what is the level of consistency? I mean, if you're a receiver, why do they call you receiver? You're supposed to be able to catch the ball, right? I mean, that's what receiver means. So you should never drop a ball. And, that's something we got to stay focused on.
What have you thought about how defensive lines progressed to this point and what you saw from them today?
Yeah, I think we have 5 or 6 guys that are playing pretty well.
That's what we want to hear.
So
5 or 6 guys on the defensive line.
We need more people to be able to go out there and play consistently.
Depth.
The way you need to play winning football, because that's probably not enough. But Otis has had a really, really good camp. Justin has had a really good camp so far.
J.E.
We're trying to bring some of the other guys along to be able to play. Tim's a little up and down. He needs to be more consistent. So everybody's got something that they can work on, and that's really what we're focused on right now.
Question for you about the versatility in the secondary. Who were a few of the guys who had the highest comfort level playing more than one role back there?
We got a bunch. I mean, we're playing guys all over the place. So, Terrion can play different spots. Cooley can play different spots. Malachi can play just about everywhere. Jalen Key can play multiple positions. Trying to develop, Tony Mitchell to be able to play multiple positions. We need to have a lot of guys that can do that. Smitty can play a couple different things. Christian Story can play a couple different things. I mean, that's one of the things that we try to do in camp. We got guys rolling all over the place. It does sort of sometimes affect the repetitions that a guy gets at a certain position, but I think it's important that guys have a background and a basic knowledge of information, so if we get guys injured during the season, we can move guys around and have a chance to get the best people on the field. It's the same thing in the offensive line. Guys got to be able to play multiple positions.
All right, guys. Now let Rags put his take on this one right here. What I heard was that we have a lot of guys that's versatile, right? They can play multiple different positions, guys. And that's what you want to hear in your secondary. One man go down, we're in a big time game, we put another man in, move this guy here. It's a lot of chess pieces going on, guys. And we're going to have them games to where, we're going to need to make some moves, man, here and there and there, right? But that's when you find out what guys really retained the information, really did the things in the spring, the fall, right? Maybe even the summer, doing summer workouts and stuff like that. Who really came to play the University of Alabama, right? The guys he named is the guys that we normally pretty much keep in our heads, right? The Kool-Aid McKinstry's, the Terrion Arnolds, even the Christian Stories, the Jalen Keys, the new transfer guys that's coming over, the Amos. All of these guys is what we pretty much, we talk about these guys. We touch points on these guys. A lot of us call it the no-fly zone, right? That's what we're trying to create here at the University of Alabama. Now, the downside of all of the versatility, right? These guys are doing multiple things at practice at multiple positions. So they may not just be kinging and honing in on their position that they actually play. They may be hovering around in other areas, trying to soak in all the other information that they need to soak in for other positions that they may have to play later on in the season, right? But if you have the type of player that can retain that information, that can play several positions, you're only doing yourself a favor, right? You're only progressing your team in an area to where if there's any catastrophic event to where you have an injury or something like that, you can plug and play. Plug a guy here, put a guy here, right? And that's what you need to hear. As a coach and as a fan, we love to hear that, right?
What have you seen from Jam Miller through both of them as a runner, and how much, progress has he made from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, Jam's got a little, thigh bruise or something, so he's been a little limited for a couple days, but he's working through it. He actually scrimmaged some today.
Okay, so Jam Miller, guys, just to give you an update on that. He's been hurt the last few days. He wasn't, I don't think he practiced at the open practice that they had the other week. He's been a little nagged up with injuries, but he scrimmaged today and he did okay.
I think he was probably 100%, but and before he got hurt, he was doing really, really well. And I think, again, running back is, we've got 4 or 5 guys that can play there. The key to the drill is keeping them healthy so that they can continue to develop and progress and complement each other.
So what have been your freshman to summer role either outside linebacker or QB here?
They've got to both learn, and they're learning and they're progressing. But those guys weren't here. We only had 4 guys that wasn't here in the spring. So their learning curve is a little bit behind, a lot of the other guys. But they have a lot of potential. They have a lot of ability. I just think that, outside linebacker is a position that not very many guys played. When they were in high school, they played defensive end. They rushed up the field all the time. So to teach guys how to play that is a little bit of a work in progress. How do you drop? When do you drop? How do you stand up and play?
Basically what he's talking about now is just teaching players that in high school that may have played, defensive end, strong side, weak side, defensive end, showing them and converting them over into outside linebackers. Now, sometimes in the 3-4 scheme, some of those outside linebackers, they come up on the line and sometimes they even put their hands down in the dirt, and you would assume that they're defensive ends. So it's similar, but it's a little bit different. And that's what Nick Saban is talking about right now when he's talking about converting those defensive ends. Sometimes that's what they play in high school, but they're converting them over to outside linebackers in the 3-4 system for the Crimson Tide.
And use your hands. When can you rush up the field and when can you not? So all those things are, things that those guys need to learn. But man, we're happy to have them both here. They got tremendous talent and ability. They got the right attitude and they're working hard.
Coach, one couple in add to the ball, how would you assess the quality of the team so far in certain stages?
I think you answered your own question. We got 2 days in pads and 1 scrimmage. So
It's too early.
we got some guys that play pretty physical. We got some guys that need to get more physical. But You know, I kind of like what Pete Rose said the other night.
I like this.
Sparky Anderson, he said, was a great manager. And he asked him one time, what's the key to handling players? He says, well, you got to know when to kick them in the ass, you got to know when to pat them on the ass, and you got to know when not to say anything. So we're trying to figure that out. But I think I've been kicking them in the ass a little bit more than I've been patting them on the ass, so we just keep on keeping on.
And that's when I give you, my friend, a great big old roll tide roll, baby. Mr. Nicholas Saban, he has concluded his presser, right? But what he said at the end is, he said, hey, you got to know when to pat them on the back, when to get all off in their stuff, and when to just be quiet and let everything take place. And what Mr. Nicholas Saban said is, hey, I think I've been getting in their stuff long enough. That's what we have to learn to do. But guys, Old Rags have came up with a conclusion of how I'm going to do the giveaway. Old Rags have picked some guys that he's going to send some posters to, right? Right? I'm going to give away 3 of them. Here's the posters that I'm going to give away, guys. And I have 3 people in mind, right? I said I was going to actually do a drawing, but I'm not going to do that drawing. I got 3 guys right now. I think I may have a poster left over. Something I don't know if I'm going to hang it on my wall or take it to work and put it on my thing or whatever. But I will be announcing these 3 guys here sooner or later, right? But guys, with all of that being said, man, today's a great day. It's a Saturday scrimmage day, guys. Good sports day today. Got some boxing going on. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream that. I think it's probably already even over with. But guys, O'Red's got to get up out of here. And with all of that being said, I got to go already. Yeah, yo.